Welcome to our tarot reading for Aries in the final week of April. I'm drawing the cards for you now, focusing on the energy surrounding this fiery sign as we approach the end of this dynamic month. The cards have been shuffled with your specific astrological energy in mind, and I'm feeling a powerful surge of transformation around you, brave Aries. Let's see what the universe has in store for you during these final days of April as we enter into a deep and comprehensive exploration of your energetic landscape. The first card I'm pulling represents your current situation, the Tower. This is quite significant, Aries. The Tower brings sudden change, revelations, and moments that shake foundations. For you, this suggests the final week of April may bring an unexpected shift in your circumstances. Perhaps something you've built your plans around will suddenly look different. I see this manifesting possibly in your career sector or within an important relationship. There's a sense of structures crumbling, but not without purpose. The Tower never appears randomly. It comes when certain aspects of your life have become rigid or false and need to be broken down. I'm sensing that you may have been clinging to certain beliefs or situations that no longer serve your highest good. The universe is now stepping in to create necessary change. This might manifest as a sudden realization about a relationship that's been holding you back, or perhaps an unexpected shift in your professional life that initially feels destabilizing but ultimately frees you from limitations you didn't even recognize. The traditional imagery of the Tower shows lightning striking a tall structure, causing figures to fall from the heights. This symbolizes how our most carefully constructed plans and beliefs can be suddenly challenged by forces beyond our control. For you, Aries, this doesn't necessarily mean literal disaster, but rather a moment of clarity that changes how you see a situation. The crown flying off the top of the Tower suggests that false pride or ego attachments may be part of what needs to fall away. Though it may feel jarring, remember that the Tower always clears away what isn't serving your highest good, creating space for something more authentic to emerge from the rubble. The lightning bolt striking the Tower in this card represents divine intervention, a higher wisdom at work in your life. As an Aries, you're naturally adaptable and resilient, qualities that will serve you well during this time of transformation. I'm also noticing that the Tower corresponds numerically to the number 16, which reduces to 7. 116 7. 7 is a deeply spiritual number associated with inner wisdom and divine guidance. This suggests that whatever disruption occurs is actually aligning you with your higher path, even if it doesn't feel that way in the moment. Trust that there is method in the seeming madness of this time. For your challenges, I've drawn the 7 of Cups. This indicates you may be facing choices that seem equally appealing on the surface. Multiple options, possibilities, and paths forward present themselves, creating a dreamlike state where discernment becomes difficult. You might find yourself fantasizing about different futures or feeling overwhelmed by possibilities. The challenge here is to distinguish between genuine opportunities and mere illusions. I see this card suggesting that in the wake of the Tower's changes, you'll be presented with numerous potential directions. Some may appeal to your ego, others to your heart, and still others to your material desires. The 7 of Cups warns against making choices based solely on what seems most glamorous or immediately gratifying. One cup contains a jeweled crown, another a serpent, reminding us that not all that glitters is gold, and some opportunities that seem perfect may hide complications. The figure in the 7 of Cups stands before a collection of cups floating in clouds, each containing different symbols: a castle, jewels, a wreath, a dragon, a head, a serpent, and a shrouded figure. These represent different desires and temptations: power, wealth, victory, magic, knowledge, passion, and mystery. Your challenge will be determining which of these cups contains what you truly need rather than what merely attracts you in the moment. This card often appears when we're overwhelmed with options or when our imagination runs wild without the grounding force of practicality. As a fire sign, you're naturally creative and visionary. but this card suggests you may need to temper your imagination with realism during this time. The Seven of Cups can also indicate wishful thinking or escapism, the temptation to avoid making real choices by endlessly contemplating possibilities. Your natural Aries determination can help you cut through this confusion, but you'll need to stay especially grounded to make wise decisions. I'm sensing that after the Tower's influence, you might be tempted to quickly grab at any appealing option to rebuild, but caution is advised. This is a time to distinguish between fantasy and reality, between temporary escapes and genuine paths forward. The appearance of the number 7 again, first in the Tower reducing to 7, now in the Seven of Cups, emphasizes that you're in a deeply spiritual period of growth and testing. Sevens in tarot often bring challenges that help us develop wisdom and discernment. This repetition of 7 energy suggests that developing greater spiritual awareness and intuitive clarity will be crucial for navigating this period successfully. The position of guidance brings us the Knight of Pentacles. This is fascinatingly counterintuitive paired with your other cards and your natural Aries energy. While you typically rush forward with passion and enthusiasm, this Knight suggests that methodical, patient energy will serve you best during this time. The Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving knight in the deck, but also the most reliable. He plans meticulously before taking action. His appearance suggests that slow and steady progress toward your goals, particularly in material matters like career, finances, or health, will yield better results than impulsive action. The Knight of Pentacles sits steadily upon his sturdy horse, carefully contemplating the pentacle in his hand. Unlike the other knights who are in motion, this knight appears almost stationary, emphasizing deliberation over action. The plowed fields in the background suggest preparation and groundwork, the necessary but often unglamorous work that precedes any harvest. For you, Aries, this knight appears as a guide who can teach you the value of thoroughness and persistence. I see this knight reminding you to carefully evaluate each step before taking it. In the aftermath of the Tower's shakeup and amid the Seven of Cups' confusing options, adopting this knight's methodical approach will help you rebuild on firmer foundations. This might mean creating a detailed plan for your next career move, establishing a consistent routine that supports your physical and mental well-being, or approaching relationships with more patience and practicality than you typically might. The Pentacle element in this card connects to Earth energy, stability, material concerns, and physical reality. As a fire sign, you may sometimes overlook these practical matters in favor of passion and inspiration. However, during this transitional time, grounding yourself in practical reality will provide necessary stability. Consider how you can bring more routine and structure into your life as you navigate the changes indicated by the Tower. This night asks you to cultivate patience, which may feel challenging for your fire sign nature, but will ultimately help you navigate the Tower's aftermath and the Seven of Cups' confusing options. Consider keeping a journal during this week to track your thoughts and progress. This night appreciates documentation and careful record keeping. Creating checklists, establishing routines, and breaking larger goals into manageable steps are all practices aligned with this night's energy. The Knight of Pentacles also suggests that focusing on your physical well-being might be particularly important during this time. Regular exercise, adequate sleep, and nourishing food can help ground you when mental and emotional energies are in flux. Earth energy connects us to our bodies, and during times of transformation, this connection can provide stability and wisdom. Now for your outcome card, the Sun. This is truly wonderful news, Aries. Despite any turbulence the Tower might bring, you're moving toward a period of remarkable clarity, vitality, and success. The Sun is one of the most positive cards in the tarot, representing illumination, joy, and achievement. Whatever revelations or changes occur in this final week of April, they ultimately lead you to a much brighter place. The Sun card shows a radiant sun shining down on a child riding a white horse. Sunflowers grow tall in the background, turning toward the light. This imagery speaks to innocence, purity, and natural joy. states of being that become accessible after the necessary clearing of the tower and the discernment developed through the Seven of Cups challenges. The sun burns away illusions and brings truth to light. I see this as a promise that any difficulties you face are temporary and serving a greater purpose in your evolution. There's a special emphasis on authenticity here. By the end of this period, you'll likely feel more genuinely yourself than you have in months. The child riding the white horse in the sun card represents innocent joy and new beginnings, suggesting that what emerges from this transformative time will bring you back to a purer, more authentic version of yourself. Numerologically, the sun is card 19 in the major arcana, which reduces to 10 once Parpse 9-10, and further to 1 pleasure to 1. This progression from 9 to 1 represents the completion of one cycle and the beginning of another, perfectly mirroring your journey from the tower's destruction to a fresh start. The number 1 signifies new beginnings, independence, and leadership, all qualities natural to your Aries nature that will be renewed and strengthened by this process. The sunflowers in the card are also significant. Like these flowers that naturally turn toward the sun, you'll find yourself naturally oriented toward what brings you light and vitality after this period of transformation. There's an element of natural alignment with your true path. What once required effort will begin to feel effortless as you move into greater harmony with your authentic self. This outcome suggests that any tower moments you experience will ultimately reveal themselves as blessings, clearing away what was preventing you from experiencing true joy and success. The sunflowers in the card remind us that growth often comes from turning toward the light, even during challenging times. Your natural Aries optimism will return with renewed vigor, and you'll find yourself entering May with a clearer vision and renewed enthusiasm. I'm also feeling drawn to pull one more card as specific advice for navigating this transformative week. Temperance. How perfect! This reinforces the need for balance in your approach. Temperance represents the alchemical process of blending seemingly opposing forces into something greater than the sum of its parts. For you, fiery Aries, this means finding ways to blend your natural passion with newfound patience, mixing excitement with restraint, and discovering the middle path between extremes. The Temperance card shows an angel with 1 foot on land and 1 in water, pouring liquid between 2 cups. This imagery speaks to the blending of opposites, earth and water, material and emotional, conscious and unconscious. The angel's presence suggests that this balancing act has a spiritual dimension. It's not merely about practical moderation, but about aligning yourself with divine harmony. The rainbow in the background of many temperance cards represents the promise after the storm, echoing the journey from the tower to the sun in your reading. The path behind the angel often leads to mountains in the distance, suggesting that this balanced approach leads to higher understanding and achievement. The halo or crown of light around the angel's head connects to the sunlight in the sun card, creating another visual link between these two important energies in your reading. Temperance suggests that moderation and harmony will help you weather any tower moments with grace and make clear-headed choices when facing the Seven of Cups options. I see this card encouraging you to take a measured approach to the changes unfolding in your life, neither rushing to rebuild too quickly nor resisting necessary transformations. The angel on this card is pouring water between 2 cups, suggesting a need for flow and exchange rather than rigid positions or extreme reactions. There's also a spiritual component to temperance that shouldn't be overlooked. During this week, connecting with your higher purpose or spiritual practice could provide valuable guidance. The angel on this card stands with 1 foot in water, emotion, and 1 on land, material reality, suggesting you'll benefit from honoring both your intuition and practical considerations. Perhaps meditation, prayer, or time in nature could help you integrate the lessons from the tower and find clarity amid the Seven of Cups options. Temperance is card 14 in the major arcana, which reduces to 5, 1 power 4, 5. 5 represents change, adaptation, and freedom, themes certainly present in your reading. However, Temperance shows how to navigate change with grace rather than chaos. This numerical connection reinforces that how you respond to change matters as much as the change itself. I'm also sensing that temperance may be suggesting a need to reconcile opposing aspects of yourself. Perhaps your desire for independence with your need for connection, or your ambition with your desire for work-life balance. Finding the middle path between these seemingly contradictory needs will be key to your success this week. Looking at these cards together tells an even deeper story. The Tower and the Sun, as your beginning and end points, create a powerful narrative of destruction followed by rebirth. This pattern echoes the mythological phoenix rising from ashes, suggesting that whatever falls away now makes room for something more radiant and true. The Seven of Cups and Knight of Pentacles in the middle positions indicate that the path between crisis and triumph requires both imagination and grounding. Dream big, but take practical steps. There's a powerful elemental journey happening in this spread as well. The Tower represents fire, your element, in its most transformative aspect. The Seven of Cups brings water energy, emotions, dreams, and intuition. The Knight of Pentacles introduces earth energy, practicality, patience, and material concerns. Temperance speaks to the alchemical blending of elements, while the Sun returns to fire energy, but now in its most positive, life-giving form. This elemental progression suggests that by integrating different aspects of yourself, you'll emerge from this period more whole and balanced. The number symbolism in this spread is also significant. The Tower is card 16, which reduces to 7, while the Sun is card 19, which reduces to 10, then 1. This suggests a progression from breakdown to new beginnings. 7 is often associated with spiritual awakening, while 1 represents new cycles and fresh starts. This numerical pattern reinforces that what seems like an ending is actually preparing you for an important new beginning. Another interesting pattern appears when examining the major arcana sequence. The Tower, 16th, and the Sun, 9-9, are separated by only 2 cards in the major arcana, the Star and the Moon. Though these cards don't appear in your reading, their implicit presence in the sequence suggests a hidden journey through hope, the Star, and subconscious depths, the Moon, that happens between destruction and illumination. This invisible part of your journey may represent internal processes that aren't immediately apparent, but are nevertheless vital to your transformation. As an Aries, you're ruled by Mars, the planet of action and courage. Mars energy is about asserting your will and fighting for what matters to you. During this final week of April, you may need to direct that Mars energy inward rather than outward, fighting for your authentic self rather than against external circumstances. The Tower and Seven of Cups suggest a need to release control and trust the process, while the Knight of Pentacles and Temperance encourage you to channel your energy in methodical, balanced ways. Your Aries nature typically thrives on clarity and direct action, which makes the Seven of Cups confusion particularly challenging for you. However, your cardinal fire energy gives you the initiative needed to push through this confusing period and emerge into the Sun's clarity. Your ruling planet Mars provides the courage needed to face the Tower's disruptions without flinching from necessary change. The astrological timing couldn't be more appropriate for this journey. As we exit your birth month and transition into Taurus season, the energy shifts from cardinal fire to fixed earth, much like the story these cards are telling. Embrace this transition from initiative to steadfastness, and you'll find yourself thriving. I'm also sensing connections to the upcoming lunar energies. The final week of April brings us closer to the next lunar cycle, suggesting that the changes indicated by the Tower may coincide with natural rhythms of completion and renewal. Pay attention to your dreams during this time, as the Seven of Cups suggests your subconscious may be offering important guidance. For those Aries with birthdays in the final decan of your sign, April 10-19, this reading may resonate particularly strongly as you carry more of the Jupiter influence within your Aries energy. making you especially receptive to the expansive transformation promised by the sun. Practical advice for navigating this week includes creating daily routines that ground you during times of change, practicing discernment before making major decisions, finding healthy outlets for your fire energy, like exercise or creative expression, and taking time for reflection before responding to unexpected developments. The Knight of Pentacles suggests that focusing on one small, practical step at a time will help you navigate even the most turbulent moments with grace. The cards suggest specific areas of your life that may experience transformation during this time. The Tower often relates to structures we've built. This could manifest in your career, living situation, or belief systems. The Seven of Cups frequently connects to emotional and creative aspects of life. Relationships, artistic pursuits, or spiritual practices might be where you face choices. The Knight of Pentacles typically relates to material concerns. Finances, health, or practical matters may require your patient attention. The sun often illuminates our authentic joy and purpose. Areas of life that bring you genuine fulfillment will likely become clearer. For those Aries who are currently navigating career transitions, this reading suggests that unexpected developments may actually open doors to more fulfilling opportunities, though you'll need to carefully evaluate options rather than leaping at the first appealing possibility. The Knight of Pentacles encourages you to update your resume, enhance your skills, or methodically research potential paths rather than making impulsive moves. If relationships are your current focus, the Tower might bring revelations about relationship dynamics that no longer serve you, while the Seven of Cups cautions against idealizing potential partners or situations. The Knight of Pentacles suggests that consistent, reliable actions speak louder than grand gestures in building trust during this time. The Sun promises that authentic connections will flourish after any necessary clearing away of illusions. For Aries focused on personal growth and spirituality, this spread indicates a powerful awakening period. The Tower may shake loose outdated beliefs or practices, while the Seven of Cups invites exploration of various spiritual paths or techniques. The Knight of Pentacles reminds you that spiritual growth often comes through daily practice rather than dramatic experiences. Temperance suggests integrating spiritual insights into practical life, while the Sun promises increased clarity about your personal truth and path. Health and well-being are also highlighted in this reading. The Tower might reveal habits or patterns that are no longer supporting your vitality, while the Seven of Cups reminds you to be discerning about health information and trends. The Knight of Pentacles encourages establishment of consistent routines that support well-being, while Temperance specifically suggests finding balance between activity and rest, nourishment and pleasure. The Sun indicates that increased energy and vitality await you as you align with more authentic patterns of living. I sense that your relationships with other fire signs, Leo and Sagittarius, may be particularly significant during this period of transformation. These kindred spirits can help you navigate the Tower's changes with courage and optimism. Earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, may offer the grounding influence represented by the Knight of Pentacles, helping you stay practical during times of change. Water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, connect to the emotional and intuitive aspects of the Seven of Cups, potentially helping you navigate emotional waters, but also possibly contributing to confusion if their energy overwhelms your fiery nature. The timing of these energies is particularly interesting. The Tower's influence may be most strongly felt early in the week as Taurus season begins, bringing a clash between your cardinal fire energy and fixed earth energy. The middle of the week might bring the Seven of Cups confusion as you process the changes and consider options. The Knight of Pentacles' steady influence could emerge around Thursday as you begin to establish new routines or approaches. The weekend may bring Temperance's balancing energy as you integrate the week's experiences. The sun's illumination might begin to dawn by Sunday, offering glimpses of the clarity and joy that await you as April transitions into May. Colors that might support you during this time include red, to honor your Aries fire, green, to ground you in Knight of Pentacles earth energy. Blue, to help navigate the Seven of Cups emotional waters with clarity. Purple, to connect with Temperance's spiritual wisdom. And gold, to align with the sun's illuminating energy. Consider wearing these colors or incorporating them into your environment to reinforce the supportive energies you need most. Crystals that resonate with this reading include red jasper, grounding Aries energy, clear quartz, clarity amid Seven of Cups confusion, green aventurine, steady Knight of Pentacles prosperity, amethyst, Temperance's spiritual balance, and citrine, the sun's positive energy. Keeping one of these stones in your pocket or near you during meditation could help you harness these energies more effectively. Affirmations that might support your journey through this transformative week include: I welcome necessary change and trust in divine timing. The Tower. I discern truth from illusion with clarity and wisdom. Seven of Cups. I take patient, consistent steps toward my true goals. Knight of Pentacles. I balance opposing forces within me with grace and ease. Temperance. My authentic self shines brightly, attracting joy and success. The Sun. I hope this reading resonates with your journey and provides both insight and comfort for the days ahead. The universe is working in your favor, even when the path forward seems uncertain. Trust the process, brave Aries, and know that the sunshine awaits beyond any storms. The cards suggest that by embracing change, practicing discernment, adopting a methodical approach, and finding balance, you'll emerge from this final week of April renewed, enlightened, and ready to step into your authentic power. This reading has such powerful energy around it. I can feel the potential for transformation vibrating through the cards. Remember that you possess all the courage and resilience needed to navigate this journey. Your Aries spirit is perfectly equipped to rise from any tower moments and step confidently into the sunshine that awaits you. As we conclude this reading, I invite you to take a moment to reflect on what aspects resonated most strongly with you. Consider journaling about your insights or creating a simple ritual to honor this transformative energy. Perhaps lighting a candle in colors that represent the journey from the tower to the sun, perhaps starting with a red candle and transitioning to a yellow or gold one as the week progresses, could serve as a tangible reminder of the transformation unfolding in your life. Remember that you are never alone on this journey. The angels of temperance and the radiant energy of the sun are with you every step of the way, guiding you toward your highest good, even when the path seems unclear. Trust the wisdom of your Aries intuition while balancing it with the practical patience suggested by the Knight of Pentacles. Until we meet again, may the stars illuminate your path, the cards reveal your truth, and the universe support your journey with abundance and grace. Blessed be, brave Aries.